Hey guys, here is my dark Bee watercolors handmade from the Etsy shop Dark Bee. So keep on watching. Hey guys, so here is my first voiceover. I'm doing this because Sunday was a disaster with my mother-in-law and my husband talking in the kitchen. So let's try this out and see what happens, right? Right now I am opening the package. I received it today from Dark Bee Watercolors. They're all handmade, natural. I didn't get any more information, but from what I read, these are better than others that I've seen. I've never had these kind of watercolors. I'm not a watercolor professional. I just like it as a hobby, and I've never had handmade watercolors, so I thought, why not? Let's try it, right? Of course, it came in this cute little packaging with a couple of notes on how to get them started. A discount for the next purchase, a hazard type of thing. So I think the bowl was supposed to be around the package, but I guess with the movement it came off. So it came with a small little tin. When I ordered it, it asked me if I wanted a tin, and since this was the first time me purchasing, I said yes, of course. The tin is cute, small. It reminds me of like Altoid tins, basically a small Altoid tin, not the big one. Of course, I ordered one that had like similar to primary colors. I thought maybe I could mix it or create my own little colors with mixing the three primary, except this one came with the additional with the green, so I didn't need to mix for green. And it was cheaper if you buy the 4 instead of individual. Granted, the handmade watercolors obviously are more expensive than any other watercolor, right? They reminded me, the texture of it when I was opening the package, it reminded me of the M-Gram, because they're made out of honey. I'm not sure if these are made out of honey. I would have to look and see, but the texture in the pan reminded me of like M-Gram, like it had that, I don't know, like the texture that is still, you can squeeze it and it'll make a dent to it. Here I am, of course, opening the package. This voiceover is kind of taking longer than me talking during the video, but gotta try it someday, right? So when I was opening all the packages, they all seem the same except for this one, which is the red one. I think they over filled the pan, so it had like a little, sort of like a little mountain of the paint on it. And it was fine. Nothing else was wrong with the pan except that it was overfilled. So when I did do the drop of water, some of the water spilled over. You see, it's like a little mountain. So I'm not sure how that's gonna affect me, I guess, painting later on, because when I put the water on top, obviously it spills over. So I think the paint eventually is gonna run down to the side of the pan into the tin, but that's a guess. I mean, I'm not sure yet for sure. And then the last one I opened was this little, the green one. It was like a lime, not lime, but like a light green color. So I am now getting my notebook, well, my watercolor book that I swatch all my colors in, and I am gonna swatch these out and see what happens. So here I begin swatching. First I start with the light green color. The paints sort of surprised me. I waited a few minutes for them to catch the water with the paint. It did give me a warning somewhere to do a little drop to each paint, give it a few minutes before painting, because, you know, supposedly that releases the magic. That's exactly what the card said. So I did put a couple of drops of water on them and waited a few, maybe less than a minute or so. So as you can see, the color did end up coming out very clearly. I also apologize for my lighting. It's dark outside, it's gloomy, sort of like drizzling, rainy, no sun. So it was dark, so I went around, turned on my dining room light to see if I can get it, and it was still dark. And then I went in and put on another light bulb, so eventually it does get lighter towards the end of the video. So the paints were smooth, nothing wrong with them. I mean, they were great as I, you know, swatched them. The only issue I had was mixing. So obviously I'm not a professional, and I'm not a professional watercolorist. I'm not an artist. I'm a wannabe artist. No sir. I do this as a hobby, so when I try to mix my colors, as you can see towards the end of the video, they didn't look perfect. They didn't look right. So I'm not sure if it was because I was trying to mix them within the paper. Not sure if they'll do the same in a palette. I didn't do a palette mixture thing. So I'm not sure about that until I actually start painting with the paints. But that's all I got. But thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of the video. I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. And let me know how you like this voiceover thing. I mean, I'm more of a talk through it kind of gal, but if this is better than listening to people in the background yelling and screaming at each other while they're having some kind of discussion, I guess I can do a voiceover. So I'll be tongue-tied, and I'll probably be off if I do a voiceover because I have no idea what I'm doing. So once again, thank you. Apologize for the lighting, and apologize for the crazy people the other day, and thanks again. So I did not realize that I was out of frame when I was doing the mixing, but at the end of the video I will take some pictures of the final results of the swatching, the mixing. The only so far after everything dried, the only one that I am iffy about is the yellow color paint, because it feels grainy when it dried. I don't know if maybe I put too much paint, or I might have not mixed it very well before putting it, but it felt grainy, the top section, and it felt grainy, the swatching section. I mean the mixing section. So I guess I'll have to try it a couple of more tries to give it a final of what I feel about them. So thanks again.